It's Friday, and that means another episode of This Week in Poker. As always, a lot went down in the poker world this week, and we've got it all right here for you. The biggest news of the week is a new partnership Card Player forged with the World Poker Tour. The partnership makes Card Player Media the official partner of the World Poker Tour for exclusive live tournament reporting.
The exclusive coverage will include the only full up-to-the-minute chip counts available and in-depth hand-by-hand coverage of all WPT tournaments. This coverage will only be available at cardplayer.com and worldpokertour.com. Card Player Media CEO Barry Shulman is thrilled to be partnering with the WPT. Lizzie had the chance to discuss the partnership with him.
Tell us a little bit about the deal between Card Player and the WPT.
Well, we're quite excited about this. As you know, we've always considered ourselves a very leading brand in poker content, and of course, the World Poker Tour is one of the biggest brands in poker, and we're so thrilled to be able to partner up with them. And we are going to put together a dream team of reporting. The World Poker Tour has many of the most important events in poker, as you know, and we're going to be combining some of the best reporting that they have and some of the best reporting that we have, and put together this team with product that will only be seen on the World Poker Tour site and only be seen on the Card Player site, and combining their people and their great tournaments with our experience in reporting this type of media. I think we're going to end up with something that is unique in the industry and actually pretty unique on the internet for this type of reporting.
Absolutely. So when can we see this dream team go into effect?
Well, it's starting here at the end of August. There's a big World Poker Tour event, the Legends of Poker, at the Bicycle Casino, and that'll be the first event for the new World Poker Tour season, and we'll be covering each and every event that they have this season.
How did the partnership come about between the WPT and Card Player?
Well, as you know, the WPT was founded by Steve Lipscomb several years ago, and we've had quite a bit of mutual respect ever since then, and we've been trying very hard to do deals together, except they have been focusing more on the TV aspect of things, and we've been focusing more on the print media and the internet media, and we haven't had much overlap other than reporting on their events, but we've maintained very good friendship, and we get together about once a year and talk about, gee, we really need to do something together. So recently, several months ago, we got together and said, gee, let's stop talking about it and let's do something that really takes the best of what both of us have. And so that was the genesis, and we talked about any number of options and came up with this idea of the dream reporting team that would make both of our sites better and would make the reporting on the World Poker site would make the reporting on the World Poker Tour even better than it's had. So that's how it came about, and we're looking forward to a long and mutually rewarding relationship where the viewers will get the best of all of it.
Here at the Card Player offices, we're all very excited about the new partnership. In other WPT news, the company recently entered into an agreement that will allow them to run the Tractor Poker Tour in China. The government-sanctioned China Leisure Sports Administrative Center approved the new tour. Tractor Poker is a popular game in China where two teams of two players are pitted against each other.
Players will not pay to compete in the tournaments. Teams will have to qualify in order to participate, but the exact method to do so has yet to be decided. It is known that the championship is set to be held in Beijing next year. The tournament will broadcast on Chinese state-owned television. Prize pools for the tournaments will depend on the Tractor Poker Tour gaining sponsors.
In other international news, the final table of the Party Poker Women's World Open starts tonight in London. The tournament began earlier this week with 36 of the best female poker players in the world. The buy-in was $3,000, and the eventual winner will take home $50,000. The final heat, which features Jennifer Tilly, is finishing up as we speak. So far, Kara Scott, Beverly Pace, Jackie Viswani, and Maria Dimitriou have all secured seats at the final table.
Players at tonight's final table will start with $100,000 in chips to ensure plenty of play. Players like Shannon Elizabeth and the odds-on favorite Liz Liu have already been eliminated. Elizabeth stuck around, however, she is the commentator for the final table. The final table will be taped for broadcast in the United Kingdom.
Here in Las Vegas, poker enthusiasts can help the Jewish Community Center by playing poker this Sunday. The Celebrity Poker Shootout at the Palms begins at 11 a.m. in the Key West Ballroom. Card Player will be there to provide you with video coverage, so be sure to check out the event on Card Player TV next week. Poker pros like Erica Schoenberg, David Benjamin, Eli Alezra, Mike Matasso, and Card Player CEO Barry Schulman are all set to attend the event. Highly respected tournament director Matt Savage will host the tournament. Earlier in the week, he was here to talk to me about the JCC event on Sunday. Matt, tell us a little bit about the tournament on Sunday at the Palms.
We're looking forward to it. It's a $450 buy-in with $200 rebuys and one $200 add-on. And it's for the Jewish Community Center that they're trying to build here in Las Vegas. So an exciting project for them. I think that they're using poker in a way that others have found a way to do that in charity.
So how did they get you to come on board to be the tournament director?
First of all, they contacted me through Lisa Wheeler contacted me to actually come on board to do that. I'm doing a lot of charity events, a lot of celebrity events, so it was kind of a natural fit, and I love doing those things. And working at the Palms is also easy as well because they've got a nice facility to run the tournament.
As Savage said, proceeds generated by the event will benefit the Jewish Community Center of Southern Nevada. The event also includes a complimentary continental breakfast that starts at 10 a.m. Other activities scheduled during the JCC Poker Shootout are silent and live auctions, plus trophies and prizes. The winner of the tournament will earn a $10,000 seat into the 2008 World Series of Poker main event. For more information on the event, please contact Michael Eekman at 702-987-3295.
Another charity event going on in town this weekend is the third annual Old School versus New School tournament at the Mirage. A plethora of NBA players and sports legends will descend on the Strip tomorrow to play poker for a good cause. Some of the faces who will be seated around the Mirage's poker tables include Tracy McGrady, Julius Erving, Jason Kidd, and Jose Canseco.
All of the proceeds will go directly to two charities, Operation Smile and the American Cancer Society. The hosts of the tournament are Greg Anthony and Jermaine O'Neal. Phil Hellmuth will serve as the MC. The Old School versus New School tournament begins at 2 p.m. this Saturday in the Mirage's High Limit Lounge.
Across the state line in California, Tony Sandstrom is still working hard to gather signatures for his petition. Last week, we told you about his initiative to ultimately create a California state-owned and regulated poker website. Sandstrom has been very busy trying to gain enough support to get the initiative onto the ballot. Yesterday, he took some time out of his schedule to talk to me about the petition. Tell me about the petition that you're circulating.
It's a petition. In the state of California, it's not that difficult to write one and get it ready to go out and for signatures. So we were talking, after the UIEGA about the state of poker and what could be done about getting our games back. And one of the ideas I came up with, I just threw it out, for conversation, was in California you can do an initiative. And
so how did you gain approval to circulate the petition?
Well, you write it, and you send it to the Secretary of State, and they vet it, and the legislative analyst calls you and writes you and asks you lots and lots of questions, which generally proves that you don't know what you're talking about, so you get to rewrite it again. And
but you made it through all that. You're gathering signatures now, right?
I started the process in February and got it cleared for circulation like 2 weeks ago.
So how many signatures do you have so far?
Oh, I don't know, a few dozen, not a whole lot.
So you have, I think, 4 months to reach 430,000. Do you think you'll reach that number before the deadline?
Well, certainly not at the rate we're going right now. I'm getting, 8 or 10 a day. That's obviously not going to be sufficient, but it's early yet, and we're not able to get a whole lot of mainstream publicity yet. I've sent out some press releases and tried to call people, but it's just so far the mainstream press has been fairly indifferent. I guess there's other things that they're concentrating on. So that's going to be one of the requirements. We're going to have to get a little bit of press.
What methods are you using to gain the signatures?
Right now, it's just people that are, going on the internet. They're finding out about it by one means or another. There was a reporter that did hit some of the smaller newspapers up in the Bay Area, and I think a couple in L.A., and so, then there's been some other articles on and off the internet. It's known a little bit. So people come on the website, and the petition is downloadable. It's a PDF. They download it, print it, fill it out, and mail it in.
And for our viewers, what's that website?
That's www.caonlinepoker.org.
So your idea to use the money that would be raised for the roads is really interesting. Did you base that on the Danish model?
No, I came to that. I was casting about for some sort of an idea that would, have a broad appeal, and I didn't really know what that was. I'd had a couple of false starts with a couple of groups that I thought would be interested, and they didn't. So I was just driving down the road and hit a pothole, and
everybody hates potholes.
You know what? They came to me. There's a cause that everybody can relate to. So, and one of the other things that's present in California is that the roads get in pretty bad shape because the money gets siphoned off for other things, and every winter we get a bunch of potholes, and then by the end of the summer they've just about fixed them, maybe, and then the whole thing starts over again. So it's always a chronic problem.
So if the initiative does make it onto the ballot, do you think it will be voted through?
I don't really know. There's going to be some fairly organized opposition, but we may have some fairly robust friends also. So it'll be a battle of media. It'll be the California Teachers Association primarily versus us, and depending on who us is, that'll kind of determine how well we do. The biggest battle will be getting it onto the ballot. 430,000 signatures. You really need about 550 to 600,000 to make the cut, because you always get a certain percentage invalid. And just getting that many signatures without an army of people standing outside Walmart and collecting signatures is going to be tough unless this thing becomes a bit of an underground wildfire. That people just word of mouth, and people tell other people, and it sort of cascades. And that's going to require a certain sequence of events that, if they come together, things might work. And if it doesn't, it's just not going to go anywhere.
So how much money do you think could be raised annually by a state-owned poker site in California?
Based on various estimations, a conservative estimate of net revenues, which is actually profit to the state, could be around $30 to $40 million a year.
Wow.
Versus you could get, depending on how aggressive they want to be about going out of state for other players, and Canada. And
would
Europe.
Would people who didn't live in California still be allowed to play on the site?
Well, the way I wrote it, the initiative states that anyone can play as long as they're in a locale where not prohibited by law. And I wrote that so that unless there's an affirmative prohibition, which there is in some states. So absent an affirmative prohibition, then as far as I'm concerned, you can play. And that's obviously there's going to be some states that are going to yak about it, and some states
there always are.
Probably won't. But then I also wrote in there that the state can make these deals. If you promise to share some of the revenue, that generally softens your opposition quite a bit.
So how do you think that regulating online poker would benefit the players?
Well, one of the big things that has always been a problem with internet poker is that it is overseas and it is unregulated, and you do not have any recourse. Right now, most of the mainstream sites seem reasonably honest, and I don't think anybody's been, totally defrauded without cause. But you don't have any recourse. If you get crosswise with a site and they decide to keep your money, you have no recourse. And the other thing is always in the back of everybody's mind, or at least most folks' mind, is the site truly legitimate? Is everything totally on the up and up? Now, most players think it probably is, or it's close enough that it doesn't bother them. But there's always that nagging uncertainty that would be put to bed if somebody like the state of California was running it.
Yes, that's true. So in your opinion, if this goes through in California and it works out well, do you think other states will soon follow suit?
Instantaneously.
And do you think that you're getting a lot of attention from this because of your YouTube celebrity?
I get a lot of attention in a lot of ways because of that. Not all of it's all that wanted, but I guess it's relatively harmless. There's a lot of people that know who I am, and the first few articles that came out made a great deal of reference to that. So it doesn't. If somebody goes on and looks at those videos, that's not necessarily helpful to the cause. But yeah, there's
if they look at the video and then they go to the website and sign the petition, though, that's always a good thing.
They may look at the video and decide poker players are all nuts.
Well, thanks so much, Tony. We wish you the best of luck with this petition. Thanks for calling in.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Hopefully, Sandstrom will succeed and his proposal will make it onto the ballot. In other online poker news, the Full Tilt Online Poker Series is in full swing. It kicked off earlier this week and the first event boasted a prize pool of $833,000, which was well over the $500,000 guarantee. Cadaver took home almost $150,000 for besting the fields of more than 4,000 players.
Last night's $200 buy-in horse tournament was hosted by Full Tilt Poker Pro David Singer. Full Tilt likely chose to put Singer on hosting duties due to the fact that he made the final table of the World Series of Poker's $50,000 buy-in horse event for 2 years running. The $200 buy-in tournament attracted 1,036 players, and the eventual champion was Send It 16. Tonight is the $200 buy-in pot limit hold'em event hosted by Alan Cunningham.
And that sums up This Week in Poker. We hope you all have a great weekend.
For Christy Arnett, I'm Lizzie Harrison, Card Player TV.